Hey you guys, this is Brandy Chanel and welcome back to my channel. So listen, we're going to go ahead and get into the Netflix series Love is Blind Season 2. These are going to be my thoughts, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and get into this season 2 of Love is Blind. So, right off the bat, this season was it was okay. Um it gave a lot of drama, but then it was boring at the same time. I don't know, but it wasn't the first season with, Lauren and Cameron. That's what it wasn't. It was not the I don't know. I was looking for that couple that we just knew that was going to be together, but it wasn't giving. It just really wasn't giving. Um so let's go ahead and start off with Mal and Sal. Okay. Mal and Sal. So at the beginning of the series, Mallory, she was connecting with Jared and she was connecting with Salvador. And, I like Salvador. He was nice. And I thought she had a deeper connection with him. And I thought she had more of a sexual type of thing with going on with Jared. I don't know if it was sexual or, that was his preference. I don't know. But they had a different connection. I think she was, in a deeper connection with Salvador. Now listen, I liked it, Salvador. I really did like Salvador. However, his singing was kind of getting on my nerves. It really was getting on my nerves. After a while, I was like, okay, you got something else? Can we sing another song? I mean, can you take her on a boat ride? Can you take her on a hot air balloon? Can you do something else other than singing? Because it's giving, I'm looking for a record deal. That's what it was giving. But at the end of the day, it was between Salvador and Jared. So when her and Jared first had their sit down, he asked her what if he would get a ring for her. Would she say yes? And she said no. And that completely devastated him. She chose Salvador. When her and Salvador, first met or whatever the case may be, she wasn't physically attracted to him. And, Salvador wasn't ugly, but he didn't have, the big D energy that I think Jared was giving off. He was, he was boyishly handsome, but throughout the course of the time, I really felt like the physical connection between Mal and Sal was not there. I think she wasn't physically attracted to him. I think she was more physically attracted to Jared. But of course, they didn't pick each other, or she didn't pick him. But I really think that she just wasn't physically attracted to him. And then at one point, something happened where some woman that he knew connected to his family, and she didn't like that. And before hearing everything, or before, even getting the full story, she was kind of, in her feelings about it and made a bigger deal out of it than I thought she should have made a big deal out of it. But truly, I think she was trying to make that as an excuse as to why she may or may not, marry him. But I thought Salvador he was a sweet guy. He just sang too damn much for me. He was kind of getting on my nerve with all that damn singing he was doing. And I think he was too sweet. And I think what Mallory was looking for, I think what she was looking for is someone would had a little edge to him, a little rough side, like Jared, right? And I thought Mal was a beautiful woman. She just wasn't feeling Salvador like that. And so at the end, she chose not to marry him. I think during the reunion, they had, kind of explored the option of probably just pursuing a relationship, but that didn't work out. And you can't force something. If it's not there, then don't force it. So, I wasn't mad at that. So who's the next couple? So let's talk about Shake and Dee. Oh my God. Shake had to be one of the most disgusting, chauvinistic pigs I've ever seen on reality television. I mean, he's right up there with Marcel from Love and Marriage Huntsville. So, when Dee and Shake, met in the pods, they did not have an instant connection because both of them are Indian, and they had, they kind of had a thing for white people with blonde hair. Okay. Shake, however, every woman he got in contact with, he would kind of ask them questions to kind of suggest whether they were, in shape or not in shape. Like, he would ask them dumbass questions like, during a festival, he likes to put his woman on his shoulders, and then he goes around and asks, would I have problems doing that? Basically trying to figure out, are they fat or not? And it just real chauvinistic. So, he proposes to her. They meet. One thing I did not like when now they're just meeting. They don't know each other. They're just meeting. And he proceeds to grab her ass. But then we get to the honeymoon in I think it was Mexico. And this fool is telling people that he's not physically attracted to her. Like, she's kissing all over him. They in the pool, they getting a Rico Suave on, or whatever the case may be. She's rubbing on him. They talking about kids and a lifetime together, and he looking all crazy because he's not physically attracted to her. He's saying that he reminds her of her aunts. And what kills me about this whole thing is, to me, Dee was a beautiful woman. She was a gorgeous woman. I loved her look. And I loved her personality. Very sweet lady. But you can't force everyone to be attracted to someone. Just because I find her attractive doesn't mean he is. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, what the audacity of you not to be attracted to her? Really, she make you look good. She make you look good because you right now you looking a mess. You're not that cute. You're not that cute with your ratatouille looking ass. Like, you're not really that cute. And what turned me off completely off of Shake, because like Vanessa said, who's the host. So Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey, they were, I guess, the host of the reunion. And, Shake was doing the most. Like, he was doing the most. He kept interrupting people. It wasn't even his turn. And he just kept talking and kept interrupting people. And then he came out his mouth and said that the only woman he was attracted to was Nick Lachey's wife. And I said, no, you did not. Sat up here and told this man and told this woman you were attracted to her right in front of her damn husband. I said, Nick Lachey is a better man than some of the men I know, because they would have got up and clocked your ass, okay? Or at least cussed your ass out. But I just thought it was crazy. It was he really just got on my nerve. Very chauvinistic. I did not like him. I didn't like him from the beginning. And I kind of felt like he was there for attention. He was there for attention. He wasn't there for genuine purposes. Even him describing, we weren't here for marriage. We were here for, to find love. Which you can definitely find love and then get married later. But the whole objective of the show is to get married. So if that's what you were ready for, you should took your ass on a different show. Talking about some love is blurry with your dumb ass. It was just too much. It was really, really too much. Who is next, honey? So one of the married couples, Nick and Danielle. Oh, Lord. That doggone Danielle, I feel like I was really hoping that Nick at the altar would say no. Because that damn Danielle, she is draining. She's tiresome. She can really suck the life out of you if you let her, okay? if you let her. Because, every little thing, it just 1 minute they're doing good, and then he may get a text message from his family, and then she flips that into, her day with her family wasn't important. And I'm just like, what? Like, how did you even get that? Like, how did you just flip this whole situation into something negative? It just it really would be too much for me. I think that she should have definitely got some help first before before trying to get married. She has a lot of insecurities and is not going to be solved, overnight. I'm glad to hear that, so of course they marry each other. They're going to get married. Well, they both said yes, is what I'm really trying to say. They both said yes, and at the reunion they said that they both go to counseling, which, I mean, I guess is great. I guess that's good. But she needs some individual counseling. She definitely needs some individual counseling. I just yeah, she was just tiring. And I can only Nick seemed like a very mellow guy, a very understanding guy, but you can only be understanding and all that other shit for so long, for so freaking long. Who else? Oh, and let me mention, why was Nick the messiest one out of everyone there? Like, he was so messy. He's the one who pushed Jared to speak to Mallory. I was like, look at Nick being a messy queen. I said, oh, heck nah. Okay, so let's move on to Natalie and Shane. Listen, Linda. I don't know. Shane, I think he be taking something. I'm not for sure, but it seemed like he be. I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like he be getting high off that white girl, but I don't know. Anyway, so when Shane and Natalie met on the in the little pods or whatever, it was between Natalie and Shayna, and it seemed like there was more of a sexual energy between Shane and Shayna, and there was actually a deeper chemistry between Natalie and Shane. So he ends up picking Natalie, but at one point Natalie comes into the pods and he calls her Shayna. And then she comes back, and then he kind of rectifies the situation by calling her his girlfriend, which I felt like he just kind of smoothed it over with her. So, so he can still keep her as an option. And then, so when he finally picks her, and he really picks her because Shayna didn't declare her love for him. Okay, one thing I did not like about Shane was that he was always fishing for compliments, always fishing for affirmation. Like, he was just he did too much fishing for me, and that's when I was like, ugh, yeah, I don't like him. And so once he picks Natalie, then Shayna comes back just after accepting a proposal from Kyle, and she comes back and declares her love for him. And he's pretty much like, it's too late, I already chose Natalie. Okay, so on the honeymoon and throughout the course of the season, Shane, he's so high energy. The way he talks is very jumpy. Like, he's always jumping to one subject. He's always loud. His eyes are always bulging out of his damn head. Like, he just did too much. Like I said, the one thing I could not stand about him is that he always wanted Natalie to be like, oh, you're so great, you're so handsome, and this, that, and the third. And it was just kind of annoying. Natalie did not tell her parents that she was going on the show, let alone that she was getting married. So then, she ended up telling her parents and things of that nature. And Yeah, they ended up not getting married because they had an argument the night before. Now, when I heard this argument, I was like, okay, so y'all had an argument. In marriage that should happen. So you're not gonna marry him. You're not gonna, you're just gonna throw him away because y'all had a argument. But because I actually did like Natalie and Shane together. I thought they were a cute couple. I thought he was a little, out there, and I thought she was, I don't know, I thought she was, stable. She was level-headed, but she was still funny, and she was the home girl, right? So I felt like they could have possibly still gotten married, if not still been in a relationship, right? But as the wedding is going on, it was revealed that he said he hated her and she was the worst thing that ever happened to him. So after I heard that, I was like, okay, well that I kind of understand, bro. Like I mean I understand why because no one wants to hear that the night before their wedding and you was at the bachelor party. So it's like, what the hell happened from then until now? So I kind of understand it. I kind of understand why they didn't get married. Okay, so the next couple who barely made it past the honeymoon was Shayna and Kyle. Now listen, Kyle, I don't know who told you to come to the reunion with that with that nose piercing and the ear piercing that you had. Don't do that again because it just didn't look right on you. It didn't look right. But Kyle and Shayna, okay, so Kyle was Shayna's second choice, and obviously her first choice was Shane. Okay, after Shane had pretty much told Shayna that he was really going towards Natalie, that's where his focus was. Then she started focusing on Adam. I'm sorry, not Adam, Kyle. Where did I get Adam from? I don't know. So yeah, she started having a conversation with Kyle, and so here's the thing, right? They seem to be doing fine. Like she seemed to be so interested in him. And then it get to the conversation about religion. And listen, to me, I'm not a very religious person. So if my husband would have told me he was an atheist, it really wouldn't matter because I'm not that religious in the first place. Like I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. But had my husband told me he was an atheist, it would not have made a difference. It wouldn't have made a difference. I'm sorry. But to those of you all who are into your religion, you're very religious, you go to church and things of that nature, I can see how that would be a place of contingent to be with someone who is an atheist. But, okay, but Miss Shayna, was you religious when you was talking all sexy with Shane 2 minutes ago? You didn't seem very religious then, and that became the theme of how they ended up. They went to to Mexico, and she thought he was attractive, but I feel like she wasn't into him because she was still into Shane. So, they go to Mexico, they eat in, he breaks his veganism or whatever he had going on to eat what she had. They ended up going to bed early, okay? She ended up going to bed early, and it was like 7:00. And they ended up getting separate hotels. And let me backtrack just a little bit. When he proposed, he gave her his mother's ring. And I'm like, I wouldn't have done that. To me, that is somewhat manipulative. That's something I agree with her on the reunion, that it was, it was kind of manipulative. Like, she can't say, no, I'm giving her my mother's ring. She would feel bad. So I kind of understood where he was coming from with that one. What else happened? So with them, they didn't make it, long because she still had she used the religion as a way to kind of get out of the situation, the engagement, even though she had said yes. Even though they just went to the honeymoon, she left early on the honeymoon. And he's sitting up here talking about I think we can work this out. She's going to like me, this, then, the third. And he wasn't an ugly guy. She wasn't an ugly girl. I love the fact that he worked in construction. I love a man who can build with his hands and work with his hands and things of that nature. But the bottom line is she wasn't attracted to him. She wasn't attracted to him. She had her heart set on Shane, and when Shane went to Natalie, she just kind of pursued him because he was second best. And I think the whole, religion thing, she just used that as a get out of jail free card is basically what she used it as. Okay, so I think we're down to my favorite couple, Jared and Ayanna. They're really the reason why I continue to watch it. Without them, I don't know the hell I'll be watching. But they are the people who I truly enjoyed on the show. They were the only couple I was truly interested in. So, like I said at the beginning of the review, Jared, he was interested in both Mallory and Ayanna. So he was going back and forth, and then when he asked Mallory, if I was to propose to you, would you say yes? And she chose Salvador. He then chooses Ayanna. And honestly, when it was presented that way, I really didn't have much hope for Jared and Ayanna because it just came off like she was second choice. It came off like, okay, the one I had in the bag, she didn't, she is not feeling me like I'm feeling her. So I'm just going to choose the one that I know for sure is feeling me, right? And I know that and we can all say that Ayanna was second best because of his reaction when Mallory had told him no. I mean, he was boo-hoo crying. He was hurt. He was hurt. Okay. I feel like had she just said yes, he would have married Mallory. That's how I feel. I only feel like he asked that question because he had two options. And if the first option were to say no, then he can go to his second option. But he was really banging on his first option, which is Mallory. But that's just me. I don't know. That's just me. Everyone was rooting for them. And I am rooting for them too. But I just don't like how she was presented as the second choice because I actually loved Ayanna. I loved her bubbly personality. I love how she carried herself. She wasn't really, you didn't see her kind of thirsty for no one. And I enjoyed that about her. So when they meet, I love the way they revealed to each other. I thought they a good looking couple. I thought he's very good looking, nice body. And I think she's very cute, right? The thing about them was he's an extrovert where she is an introvert, meaning he's outgoing. He likes to be out and about. He loves to go out, and she's not that. And you guys, listen, to me that's a red flag to me. Like, you're telling me that you're ready to get married, but yet you are still going out. And then at one point she said he can come, if you're going to go out, then you would at least need to come back at 3 a.m. Bitch, 3 a.m? What's open at 3 a.m. besides McDonald's and Legs? Like, I did not like that. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I just did not like it. She was giving me Katina from Married at First Sight. I know I'm late on that review. I'll give it to y'all tomorrow. But that's what she was giving me. She was giving me, I am going to let go of so much. I'm going to sacrifice so much because I am married and I want a man and I want my man to be happy. So I'm going to compromise everything to include my standards and my morals because, this is my husband. Which, to a certain extent, yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to compromise. But damn, you ain't finna come in his house at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry. And then he going out on a Wednesday? Like, what the fuck? You ain't got no job? See, we don't stay out late at night here because we got to go to work early in the morning, the next morning. So I really did not like that. They didn't have too many major issues. They didn't have too much major drama. The one thing that they had was a conversation between Jared and Mallory, which was addressed at the reunion. I like the fact that Jared apologized, but I feel like, we could argue that, he said what he was supposed to say. on national TV. I'm pretty sure they've already discussed it at home, and he's probably apologized. But yeah, he apologized the way he was supposed to. Salvador got in their asses because he said it was completely disrespectful, and it was. I'm not buying the fact that it was a joke. I think, there was some, I don't know, some lingering feelings there, lingering emotions, and they wanted to address it. And that's fine, but don't sit up here and lie and say it was a joke. It wasn't a joke. And I don't know, did y'all see the ring on Ayanna's finger? Because I feel like, he said that Mallory wanted a gold ring, and the ring that he gave Ayanna was gold. So, which lets me know that he had no intention on marrying Ayanna. He had every intention on marrying Mallory. But at the end of the day, they both said I do. Like I said, they're a good looking couple. I am wishing them the best of luck. They were my favorite couple, but I'm just, we'll see. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Another thing was, Ayanna was supposed to wait to the wedding night to have sex, but they actually did it in Mexico, which, I'm not mad at it, girl, like, it is what it is, girl. I mean, I probably would have too if I was up in her position. Okay. So I thought season 2 was okay. I just thought it was okay. Like, I feel like the couples that got married they're not the breakout couple. Like, Lauren and Cameron was the breakout couple. And I think the reason why they worked was because they came on the show with genuine reasons. They were very genuine about the process. They came here genuinely looking for a mate to marry. Okay. Cameron had his shit together. Cameron had a career where he was able to take care of Lauren. He assured Lauren that he was going to take care of her, and he had a house. He had already bought a house. And none of these men had that. None of them had their shit together. A lot of them had roommates. I think Jared had a mattress on the floor. So, that's why I don't feel like there was a genuine couple. Nick someone had his shit together, but, having to deal with Danielle crazy ass. I mean, it just seemed like everyone had an issue. Whereas Lauren and Cameron, they fixed all their issues prior to even coming into this process. And that's really what it should be, working on yourself and then partnering with somebody. That's what I feel like it should be. But those are just my opinion. That's just my thoughts. Y'all let me know down in the comment section how y'all felt about this season of Love is Blind. And that is it, you guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, toodles.